Hi everyone, welcome back to SnowOnly Plus. We're joined here today with Phil from Smart Currency. We're going to be talking about all things forward contracts and how they can really help navigate those overseas property purchases, especially with large transactions. So, Phil, how are you?
Yep, great to be here, Jake. Thanks so much for giving me some time to speak to you guys, speak to all those clients and prospective clients you have out there looking to purchase property overseas, and the real benefits that a forward contract do help, which help you with your budgeting when it comes to these purchases.
Perfect. Cheers. So, I guess first question: what is a forward contract?
Forward contracts, yeah, there's one place to start. That's a good place, isn't it? So, what a forward contract essentially allows you to do is lock in a rate nice and early and then use it at a later date. Now, currency markets are so volatile, and I think the big thing to say is they're so unpredictable as well. Nobody, if anyone could predict what currency markets were going to do, well, none of us would have to work anymore, and we'd all be living the good life, probably in Spain with Jake. But no, we don't know. But sadly, we do not know what they're going to do. So there's such volatility out there. It can go up, it can go down. No one knows. I don't know if you want to put the graph on so I can show some people what we mean by that. That'd be great. Yeah, so there's just a little bit of what the sterling to euro does over a time frame, and just look at that volatility. Economic events, political events, natural disasters, everything affects them. So you just cannot predict what they're going to do. Now, with any property purchase in the world, no matter where you are, there's a time frame between having your offer accepted and actually completing and transferring the bulk of the funds over. Now, if you were in Europe, in France, you're buying in France, you had euros, you're buying in euros, that's fine, because for that time frame, that number that you're going to have to pay is going to stay the exact same for the entire journey. You add another currency into the mix, so let's just say sterling. So you're buying in euros, but you're paying for it in sterling. That's a currency market, and this is what you've got to try and navigate through this graph here. And it is absolutely impossible to say where that's going to go next. So with a forward contract, why would you use it? Peace of mind is the big thing I always say. You know from day one how much that property is going to cost you in the original currency. So as we've been talking about in sterling, when it comes to actually transfer the funds. Now, there could be reasons that money in sterling could be sitting in a high interest account. You don't want that to move to the very last minute. It could be still maturing in some shares that you've still to pull out. But come a day in, I don't know, 4 months' time, 5 months' time, whatever that number is, you've got to transfer that into euros. But you won't know how much that's going to be in euros at the end point. So what you can do, lock in the rate on day one, know exactly how much it's going to cost you in sterling come your completion day, and takes one major risk off the table, and you can move on to the one of many other things you have to deal with when buying property overseas.
Amazing. It all makes sense. I think a lot of people can get caught up with the currency side of things and the logistical side of the property purchase, when realistically you should leave that to the experts like yourself at Smart Currency. Let people focus on what's important to them and the fun bit, which is actually looking and finding the right property, right?
Exactly that. No one wants to talk about currency except for us. We're the boring people who like the currency conversations. Let us deal with that, help you manage it, and make it as pain-free as possible for you in that journey. We all know the complications of buying property, even if you're in the same country. You add another country into the mix, you're adding a whole load of other things. Hence why Jake and SnowOnly are around to help you navigate through all the various bits of legislation and rules you've got to deal with. Take the currency risk off the table. Don't make that the issue that makes the property purchase fall through.
It makes sense. Amazing. Thanks, Phil. And just before we go, if you could we obviously have a lot of buyers that are buying off plan and some that are buying resale as well. So I guess, could you just tell us what sort of solutions you have for those off plan purchases and how a forward contract might tie in with that?
Yeah, so with off plan, just correct me if I'm wrong here, Jake, you're going to have maybe multiple payments over an extended period of time. So let's say you've got, I don't know, 4 payments over the year, just for argument's sake, 1 a quarter. You could lock in that rate for all 4 of those payments. making sure that, you know, for every single payment coming up, even that one in 9 months, in 12 months' time, you're going to know exactly how much you're going to have to send over in sterling. As I said, takes the risk off the table, and it helps you manage your budgeting. You know exactly how much sterling you're going to need come that last payment that you need to make, and it's going to make everything else so much easier. And you can start, as you said earlier, Jake, start looking at the fun stuff a bit more.
Perfect. Amazing. Was there anything else that you wanted to mention before we wrap up, Phil? A nice short video for us.
No, I think it's been great to speak to you as always, Jake. You know that. And, you know, as I said, if anyone's got any questions or wants to discuss this further or has purchases in mind, get in contact with Jake. He can put you in contact with myself, and we can, and hopefully get you guys buying all those dream properties that you're all looking for.
That's what we want. That's what we want. The ski season's coming up. We're going to be doing some more webinars as well over the next couple of months. So we're going to get a mortgage one and a currency one lined up in the next few months as well. Hopefully Phil can join us on one of those. Should be fun. But yeah, the ski season is obviously coming up in the next few months. So if you do need assistance with anything, then you know where to find us. Phil, again, thank you very much for jumping on and explaining the forward contract. And yeah, look forward to the next one.
Absolute pleasure, Jake.